Hey everyone, so it is day 3 here in the Ouachita National Forest. We just spent the night at Billy Creek recreation area. I don't know if you were watching my previous videos, but my phone completely died. It's not charging or anything. So luckily there were some people there, and I was able to use their phone. And then so I could call my parents and tell them hey, I don't have a phone. I won't be texting you. Don't call the Forest Service. You know, just because you might think I died or something. So anyways, I think the trails are not well marked around here, so we're heading back towards the Ouachita Nation Trail, which is the trail I came here on. And today we're going to go up the Billy Creek Trail towards the Ouachita National Ouachita National Recreation Trail. And the maps at the campground are not very hiker oriented. They're more for like ATVs and such, so they don't really show how to connect to it. So I'm gonna go the way I came from yesterday because I saw some signs pointing towards it. I'm not sure if it's the fastest route towards it or what, but I'll just go with that and we'll make it work. So I'm hoping that it's a lot drier today. We are going up, which means there will be less water up there, so hopefully drier. And then this first crossing right here will be the main tell, because yesterday it was like ankle deep. I think it might still be ankle deep. So, although the one on the far side, I can't tell if it's flowing or not. But yeah, we're gonna get wet right here regardless. Hey guys, so first of all, my GoPro's dying, my phone's dead, so I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to film. But even the Billy Creek Trail is poorly signed. I mean, all of them I feel like have been poorly signed. I'm following this, I was following this yellow blaze trail, but it's been having me going south for a while. And from all the maps I've seen, this trail doesn't go south. Unless, no, I don't think so. But I'm going back to where the turnoff was. It was still on like a multi-use road. So I have to cross over like another few streams to get back to it. A little frustrated right now because there was a sign. But for me to make it to the Ouachita Trail, I shouldn't be going that way. And I shouldn't be going downhill, which that trail has me doing both. So, not a great start for the morning. These things always tend to frustrate me. So, I'll check in with y'all. Hopefully when I can make it to the Ouachita Trail, one way or the other, I'll bushwhack if I have to. I'll check in with y'all there. Alright guys, great news. I just saw a car drive by. Just a few, maybe 100 yards ahead. Which means I've made it to what I hope is the Ouachita Scenic Byway or whatever it is. And then I know I'm just a stone's throw from the Ouachita Recreation Trail. But man, I have no idea where I'm at in regards to where I stashed my water or anything. This doesn't look like it at all. I might have to go west a little or east a little bit. But the trail came to a fork, and I went one way because the other way was going south and downhill. I know I had to go north and uphill. So I've just been following this path with these blazes on it, but no signage whatsoever. So I had no idea if I was going the right way until now. So super happy to be here right now. Just saying it takes a turn there. I see a bench over there, we'll go that way. Because I don't remember that guardrail really being there when I stashed my water. I should have put a GPS track thing on it, you know, but I didn't think about that. Also, it was a lot steeper where I stashed my water. So we'll have to figure that out. It'd be made a lot easier if I had my phone. But we're solving problems as they come. So anyways, I'll check in with y'all once I find my water. I think it's east of here, which I'm kind of tempted just to swing by and pick it up when I'm done here and just to keep hiking. Let's see, here's a sign. Yeah, no vehicles on this path. Billy Creek Campground, 5 miles. So I wound up going the long way, I guess, but it all worked out. No, you know what? I think it's over here. Yeah, it's the place by Dead Man's Gap where the steeper, because that's where I would have put water first, I think. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, there it is. Ha! All right, cool. Yeah, Dead Man's Gap is where it's steeper. Fantastic. So we are right where we're supposed to be. Heck yes. All right, I'm gonna fill up, tie this water down so it won't blow away so I can pick it back up later. And I will check in with y'all later. We are right where we're supposed to be. All right, guys, so we have actually made it onto the Ouachita National Recreation Trail. So I just, not even 100 feet from the road. And then we just turned left. And now we're heading back home. Sort of. But I'm hoping this side will go a lot easier than the other side. A lot less, hopefully, intersections with no signage. That's the main thing. As long as there's signage or just no other intersections, I'll be happy. So anyways, I'll check in with y'all later. Hey everyone, so well, it's about 12:30 right now. I found this really cool shelter. I saw a sign for it a few miles back. Had I known I was closer than I thought, I would have ate lunch here. Yeah, very reminiscent of a AT shelter, which I'm sure is just standard shelter design. There's even I think a little book up there, so yeah, you could definitely sleep 6 to 8 people in here. So anyways, it's going okay. It's really cold, and I'm on the north face, and the wind's coming from the north, so there's just, I don't want to say brutal, because I've had worse days, but I don't know, man. Having that road right by up there really makes me want to just hitch my way back to my car. And especially since I don't have my phone too. It's just all these little things that pile up, you know? So I'm gonna check the trail journal, and I'll check in with y'all later. Yep, so that was it. That was the end of my trip. Right after that was recorded, I went up to the road and walked about another mile and hitched my way back to my car. So I want to talk to you a little bit about why I got off right there. First and foremost, the weather. It was just way colder than I thought it would be. It was under 25 degrees, and then with wind chill and not being in the sun, it was very, very cold when hiking. And this is around noon during the day, and I just couldn't get warm even when hiking, which is a big red flag when you're out hiking if you can't get warm. I also didn't have a appetite. I just couldn't eat lunch, which is very concerning for me. So with those two alone, I was very skeptical about continuing on. And just not having my phone too weighed very heavily in my mind. Just not having the maps for the trail, and then how I'll get, back home and everything, being able to contact my family. That was a big stressor on the trip. So I also just had a bad time with the trail itself. The day before, just how wet the Ouachita Nation Trail was, and then losing my phone and not being able to access my maps, and then just how poorly marked the trail was, and then all the litter. I started to pick up litter, but as the day went on, I just became apparent, okay, I've reached my max for litter, and there's still plenty more. That was only a few miles in. So that was a little, disheartening too. Then I just kind of started to lose motivation too, and if I'm not enjoying it, if I'm not motivated to be out there, there's really no point in being out there if I can help it. So those were the reasons I got off. Weather and safety, not having phone or not having my phone working, which could be a safety issue in itself, and then just a loss of motivation for wanting to be out there. So that's why I got off. So I was a little disappointed in doing that. To go, from hiking the whole Appalachian Trail to not being able to complete, 3 days in the woods was a very different dynamic and mindset for me. So I kind of had to just think through the trip a lot, just kind of figure out what all went wrong. And so just the contrast between the motivation along the entire AT and the few days on this trail and how different, I guess, the goals that I had were. It's interesting to me how much motivation plays a part in camping and hiking. Cause everything I experienced in these few days didn't even come close to some of the lows that I had on the AT. But for some reason on the AT, I don't know if it's because I had invested more in it or just the stakes were higher or what, but I just had to continue the AT. Whereas this trip, there's a slight chance of my safety being jeopardized. You just gotta know when to cut ties, I think. That was a big lesson, was just seeing that it's okay to walk out. You don't have to finish every trail. I'd like to just kind of show you too just some differences in the mapping of the trail from what I thought it was going to be like to what it actually wound up being. Okay everyone, so this is looking at the Ouachita National Forest. Up here is where I started. As you can see, there's a parking lot right there. And so that first day, after driving all the way out here, I went from here to here. I don't know if I have the approximate. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 7.2 miles. I hope that records. This is my first time using this software for recording the screen. So it's 7.2 miles. I think I can show you, elevation profile. And this first 7 miles was really nice. No complaints about it. There's a good campsite right here too. There's even a fire ring. So you start off pretty high and then you go up to this mountain right here. I think right around here is where you connect with a trail that goes into, I think, a state park or something. Or it might be down here by this lap. Maybe that's why I marked it. So I know it was right before a climb. So anyway, pretty easy day. Just nice to get back in the swing of things there after just 7 miles. So then the second day, this is along the the Ouachita Nation Trail. Ignore the laps. I was just figuring out my new GPS. Anyway, so let's close out day 1. So first and foremost, the most frustrating thing that I know that I stated in the video too is so the creek runs right here, and then we walk all the way down, turn around and walk all the way back. There's a rock slide right here. You could just walk up that. I don't know why they made the trail go like that. Especially it had just rained the night before, so there's just all those puddles and everything on this whole end of this little U. And then not too far on, this is about where my phone died, and then this is where there's a whole bunch of litter on this part right here. But yeah, so this is that section where if you go, so you're coming from this way, and you go down, and this is the ATV route, and I got here, and the only signage I saw, or blazes, was to go back up this way. So it's about, I think, right here that I figured out that I was going backwards. And once I got back up here, there's a pond right where the hand is, and made it very obvious. So I then backtracked all the way back down, and continued on my merry way. Oh, you know what? My phone actually died somewhere around here. Right there, I think. Yeah, there. So, and then here, you're just crossing a bunch of rivers. It's all muddy. This is a really bad one here. You can actually kind of see it too, which is impressive. So, but again, it's not very well marked. You're not entirely sure that you're on the right trail the entire time. Then you have a pretty decent climb. I think I have the elevation profile. Yeah. Zooming out. Yeah, so you make a good climb. Second climb. I actually didn't really notice this second climb right here. I knew for sure I was on a climb for this one, but the way it was shown to me was that there'd be a much bigger difference between this little saddle right there and the top of that hill. And then walking downhill, this was just a huge pain, just the way the trail was. It was made by these big, you could probably tell, bulldozers or something. And then you get down here, you cross the river, and you climb back up. Now this ridge wasn't so bad. I actually enjoyed this ridge. Relatively flat, somewhat dry. It wasn't like the rest of it. I think this mountain right here was the worst of it, of the trail. And the rest of it was pretty okay. Never got too much more lost until the very end. It actually flew by pretty fast, this last bit. It's all just kind of a blur now. And so now that we get to the end, so right after you get to this road, there's a steep drop off. And you go down here, but then you're not really sure. I think I got to here and I wasn't sure if I should go this way or this way or like this way. So luckily I followed the right trail. You go towards this big creek, and I could actually smell a couple's campfire up here at the Billy Creek recreation area. But you keep going this way, and then I had to cross the Billy Creek, and it was flowing it was up to my thighs. It was a big crossing. But then since I'd only smelt the campfire around here, but I couldn't see it, I wasn't sure which way to go. So I started walking up here, and I got to this point right here, and I saw a sign, "Go back to road for Billy Creek." So luckily I followed it downhill, and then I had to cross these two washed out bridges, and I eventually made it down here. So that was a frustrating day, just between the mix-up early on. Where is it? All the way back here. The phone dying, the mud, and then the last bit. So luckily, Billy Creek area was pretty nice, though. I met some cool people that actually know through mutual friends, or we have mutual friends. So then the next day, as you can see, I wasn't too sure of where to start. I kind of walked out here too, and then walked back up to the trail. And then, so it says there's a way you can go in this way, or you can go around this way. But there wasn't anything too specific to tell you which way to go. So after following this for a little bit, I see another trail out here. And this is the video at one point. I know I recorded a bit on here. So you go down here, but I saw I was heading south, and I knew that was not right. So then I walk all the way back. And the blue line here is what the GPX file from the hiking project shows, which I'm sure it's very generic, but it's not accurate in the slightest. Here we're almost 400 feet off, so. And you cross the river multiple times. So just going up. I actually really liked the Billy Creek Trail, but what I had prepped myself for and what I wound up doing was not the same. Let's show you the elevation profile for that. Yeah, so here you see you're just climbing the whole time. And it's really not that bad of a climb. You're only going up from like 800 feet to 1,400 feet, so 600 feet across 4 miles. Not bad at all. And it was really nice because you're right by the creek the whole time. You're in the valley, so all you hear is the creek. And then right here at this marker, this is where it goes back this way too, which I can only imagine is where the other trail went to, because I saw it on the website hikingproject.com, which is actually, I think it's run by REI. There's another trail that goes kind of this way, and then it like swings out this way, but they meet right here. So I wasn't sure which way to go, but I just picked this way because it was uphill and I knew how to go uphill. And then it cuts back this way. So I don't know what the person did here, but I mean, as you can see, that'd be a steep hike. So, and this is definitely a trail. And the thing about the Billy Creek Trail, at least like this part, it was more like, looks like centered around hikers, it's just nicer. And actually this part was really nice too. So, and then, I mean, this part is recorded very accurately. So, and then this is where I was wandering around looking for my water. So, and then you cross the road and you're onto the Ouachita National Trail. So, and then from there, it really wasn't too bad. But again, you know, you're on the north face, so you're not getting the sunlight that you should. Especially like, yeah, that right there, you know. I was there in December, so the sun was real low. And the wind's coming from the north. And then, let's see, yeah, here's where the shelter's at, where I recorded the last video. You can see me wandering around there. And then there's just the road right up to the shelter, just a few hundred feet. Then I walk all along the road for a little bit, and then I get picked up and got a hitch all the way back to my car. So yeah, so that was my trip. Not the funnest time camping I've had, but it was still, I mean, I was glad I did it, that's for sure. And maybe someday I'll be back and just stick to the Ouachita National Recreation Trail. So. That was it. That was my kind of overview of the Ouachita Nation Trail and the Ouachita National Recreation Trail and Billy Creek Trail. You know, definitely, I don't not recommend them. Just be sure you have all the right factors and proper waterproofing for your phone. And I'm sure you'll have a good time out on these trails. I'm looking to get back out camping too. I've got my eyes set on a nice weekend trip. Hopefully you'll see something from that in a few weeks. And yeah, overall, I just really hope to kind of get back into this channel again. My tent review video is almost like just 10 views short of 10,000 views, so that's really cool for me. Yeah, other than that, just glad to hopefully keep contributing to this channel. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of my videos if you haven't. Really appreciate all the support y'all have given me, both through my through hike and post hike, and I hope I can keep delivering or start delivering some more content for y'all again. I really enjoy being outdoors. I really enjoy camping and hiking. I enjoy the video creation process, and I enjoy what I've been learning through it. So hopefully I'll be able to put more content out there for y'all. So thanks, and see you soon.